I would now like to present to you a couple of your fellow classmates from the class of 2019. Valedictorian Cooper Hickmott and salutatorian Benjamin Davis. Will you join me on the stage, please?
First.
Hello, and good afternoon. My name is Cooper Hickmott, and it is my honor to stand before all of you today as the valedictorian for the class of 2019 at Brandon High School. Before I start this drawn-out, hour-and-a-half-long speech, I would like to congratulate the class of 2019. Guys, we did it. I would also like to thank all of our families, friends, and the Brandon School District faculty on behalf of the class of 2019 for guiding us on this journey for the past 13 years. It has truly been a pleasure. I would also like to give personal thank yous to my parents, Jeff and Carrie, my siblings, all of my grandparents, and my best friends over the years, the people in both group chats, DeJarkmas, and H-Time. You guys all had a huge part in my life, and I thank you for helping me become the person I am today. Now, instead of providing you with an inspirational quote and life lesson from a famous author, I thought I would take us down memory lane one last time together. Let's go back to freshman year. The only way one can describe this year is the year of firsts. There was the first day of high school, the first pep assembly, the first homecoming dance, which I actually attended with concussion. Sorry, Kylie. The first finals, the first football game in the intimidating student section, unless you're Matt Hill for your varsity starter. And even the first time that we actually had to care about our grades, because suddenly they mattered. For me, the biggest lesson I was taught freshman year was from Mrs. Hildebrand. She told me it's okay to embrace your inner nerd. I have taken this to heart ever since. I think it has and will continue to be a guiding principle for my life. So, after a rocky start, we eventually got the hang of high school and we're ready for sophomore year. Sophomore year was really just a blur. I spent multiple days trying to come up with something to talk about for sophomore year, but I literally could not. And to be honest, I think that sums up sophomore year pretty accurately. The only thing I really remember is that many of us got a driver's license. This newfound freedom was just a taste of what the future had in store for us. Once sophomore year was over though, we were ready to move up in the food chain and become upperclassmen. I would describe our junior year as stressful. We were upperclassmen now, so we had the respect of the underclassmen, kinda. But the seniors were still the top dogs, at least until the senioritis kicked in for them. Most of us took a challenging class schedule that year. We had to study for hours on end for a whole week of standardized testing. But let's be honest, seniors, the only test we actually cared about and studied for was the ACT work keys. And we were earning money somehow, either by getting a job at a local business or going into Mr. Moore's room every Thursday at 11 to cop and sell Supreme. One of the many stress relievers junior year was the play, You Can't Beat the House. It was hilarious. One of the most memorable moments of junior year for me was the homecoming pep assembly. Now, I'm not sure if you all remember, so I will remind you by saying 5 words. Tug of war shoe incident. Parents, I don't know if you're aware, but every class takes a lot of pride in their tug of war abilities. So, sure enough, right when it looked like we were about to win tug of war and beat the seniors, our anchor's shoe fell off. Now, I'm not 100% positive, but I'm quite certain that there's never been a class that nearly broke out in a riot over a tug of war game. But in all seriousness, after all of the testing and stress of junior year, we were finally ready for the final chapter in our high school careers, senior year. We accomplished a lot our senior year, whether it be on this field, winning Brandon's first ever Flint Metro League title for football, in the classroom, bringing back the Flint Metro League Math and Science Competition Championship Trophy, band and choir receiving many honors at numerous competitions, or having dozens of students getting accepted into their schools of choice and even earning scholarships for them. In addition to senior year being successful, it was difficult. When I first started senior year, it was difficult because the classes were hard, extracurriculars took over my life, and I never had any free time. As senior year passed by, however, it was difficult for different reasons. Around college decision time, it was difficult to think about what we wanted to future? Do we want to go to college? And if so, where? What should we study? Will whatever we do make us happy in life? Around April, it was difficult to think about finishing the year, because man, senior ice is a real thing, and it really kicked in for me after our spring break. And now, standing here before all of you, it is difficult to say goodbye. For the past 13 years of our lives, we have fallen into a routine of getting up, getting dressed, going to school, and then coming home at the end of the day. Many of us sitting here have developed lifelong friendships. For me, it started very young with my boys Matt, Guy, and Aaron. A lot of us have had the same teachers for 2, 3, even 4 years in a row, and now we are expected to just say goodbye and move on with our lives. It is a very bittersweet moment for us, but instead of being upset about it, we should all embrace it for what it is, an opportunity. An opportunity to do whatever you want to do with the rest of your life. You can go to college, join the workforce, join the military, or even go completely off the grid, living in the mountains in the middle of Montana. The thing is, it's completely up to you. What I hope for each of us is that whatever we choose to do with our lives, it makes us happy and helps make the world a great place. Thank you, and congratulations, class of 2019.
We are Blackhawks! We are Blackhawks! We are Blackhawks! Hey, let's go! We are Blackhawks! We are Blackhawks!
Family on three. Family on three. 1, 2, 3. Family!